What's going on, guys? It's 12:37 p.m. It is Friday, August the 27th, 2021, and this is going to be pretty much a Ripple XRP video. It's got a couple video clips. I'm going to roll through this pretty quick. There's some documents that I'm not going to go over, but they'll be attached. And we're just going to go over the general narrative and some of the upcoming events that are scheduled as of now. You can follow me at True Perception 3 on Twitter. Look forward to seeing you guys there. Feel free to send me a DM after you follow, and I'm always down to chat. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, like the video. Make sure you hit this notification bell too, so you don't miss anything. You know, I fresh content daily. That way you don't have to come see, oh, did he put out a video? The answer is probably yes. But if you go about it that way, you'll get a notification. I do have some stuff broken into some playlists. I got to update that. I know I keep saying that, but I've just been swamped. I do have the About section. You can donate to the channel using supported assets via supporter wallets. If you have questions about which wallets are supported, the Coinbase wallet is one of them. There are several others. You can go to Unstoppable Domains for that information. Another thing that's kind of exciting is through a buddy of mine that I grew up with, I didn't meet, but I got connected with this gentleman via Facebook. Actually, we were on a thread and just kind of talking about some other things, and come to find out we both run financial based channels. Mine is pretty much 100% crypto and his is pretty much 100% not crypto, and I think that's fantastic to get two different sides of the spectrum. And I think him and I are going to collaborate on some videos and some chats in the coming days, weeks, whatever it'll be. I should be chatting with him later today. Make sure you go ahead and give this guy a like and subscribe as well. And yeah, stay tuned for the content that we're going to be putting out. I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. He did a video today about China having their crypto being backed by gold, potentially. And I think that's going to lead us into a great discussion, because that'll allow me to touch on CBDCs and some other things. I just think it's a great place for us to start, and I messaged him that earlier. Not going to do a bunch of TA stuff today, but we are just going to take a look at this, and we are green, guys. Everything is green except for the US dollar. Surprise there, right? It looks great seeing everything take a nice bounce back up. We got, double digits on several assets. Obviously the market at large isn't even covered here, but this is my watch list. This is what I pay attention to. I don't really care about everything else. Moving on from that, we're just going to start this thing off with some videos. This is coming from Digital Perspective. Shout out to Brad. He's always doing great stuff. And this is from 2019 Consensus. Dorothy DeWitt from Coinbase and Amy Starr from the SEC gave guidance on developing a framework for listing tokens. XRP was listed the same year. Hello, Fair Notice Defense. So let's just watch this. Let's see. I think it might be about 2 minutes long.
Introduce Amy Starr to my left. She is chief of the Office of Capital Market Trends within Corporate Finance Division of the SEC.
Sure. Thank you very much. Yes, I do always have to have the disclaimer. Whatever I say represents just my own views and do not represent the views of members of the staff or the commission.
And Dorothy DeWitt, General Counsel for Business Lines and Markets at Coinbase.
Tammy, you asked how we evolved our approach based on regulatory feedback, and a lot of it is with the SEC, but we're also a bit licensee and have a regulated custodial trust. I think in general we found as an exchange that we needed to analyze tokens to ensure that they're not securities before we list them in the U.S. obviously, because they're not securities before we list them in the U.S. obviously, because if they were, we would be violating the 34 Act, among other things. And so we found over time that we were looking at each token one by one. It's very facts and circumstances. And although the law has, or the SEC's approach and the law have developed a bit over time, it's still a fairly murky area. So we developed a framework. We love that word. The SEC came out with a framework with the same word later. That basically went through the Halley analysis and case law and enforcement actions as they came through, and developed a list of potential actual questions, and with some weighting alongside that to help us have a much more robust, scalable, and what we hope to be ultimately defensible framework in determining whether to list digital assets in the United States and under the federal consistent with the federal securities laws as a part of their lifestyle management. So we did that, and we feel like we've done as robust a job as we can to work within a quickly evolving industry and identify tokens that we can list. And using that framework, we have also rejected tokens.
As many of you know,
So, using the same framework they've used for all this, that's how they led to XRP being listed. I find it interesting. They do, Coinbase is very, very thorough with what they do before they list tokens. You can believe that. They are trying to remain regulatory compliant at all times. So, it gets better though. Check this guy out. This is BitBoy Crypto, as we all know, who has the biggest crypto channel that I know of on the planet. He's got over 1 million subscribers. He has really picked up on the XRP train recently, which I find fascinating. I don't know if I like it, if I dislike it. I don't really know, but I share it every time because he's breaking it down. So check out this.
I don't see how Ripple, the company, and their products actually drive any value to XRP, the token, because you don't have to use XRP in most of their products, so I don't see how there's a value crossover
Yes, you do.
there.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
They're starting.
That's
They've
over.
redone their whole business.
You guys are giving the talking points, the same talking points everybody's given about XRP for the last 2 years. That is not true. They changed everything. They rebranded recently. They got rid of XRapid. They got rid of XCurrent. They got rid of XVIA. They switched it all over to RippleNet into ODL. You have to use the token now to use all of their products. So you can't do one without the other. So this thing that there's no bank adoption. I mean, SBI, a large bank in India that works with Japan, they recently just adopted it. We're seeing it in the, what do they call that region of the world? The APAC region. It's like the Asian Pacific. Australia's working with some stuff with Ripple right now. So you're seeing it in that southeastern quadrant of the world. You're seeing a lot of adoption right now in the banks, and that's going to slowly domino to the other things. But this talking point that you don't have to use XRP, that's a 1 to 2 year old talking point. That's over.
Yeah, they did just repackage their whole system. So
So it's a long-term great investment.
So there you have that. We're going to keep going. Are the exchanges about to relist XRP? Some of these clips are coming from Digital Asset Investor, as always. And listen to what they go into here.
This is these exchanges getting ready to relist XRP. So look, I know it doesn't look good for the timeline we've laid out. Now, what I've been told is this timeline could be 1 to 2 weeks extended. So we could be looking at the end of September before something breaks on this. But the fact is, regardless of what you're reading, regardless of what you're seeing on the crypto news sites, regardless of what other YouTubers are talking about, they are in the works of settling this thing out and hammering this thing out by the end of September. Should be middle of September, but it could get extended just a little bit. This is November 21st discovery date. It means nothing. This is all just a legal system, dragging its, what's the expression? Dragging its heels? Dragging their feet. That's right. The legal system dragging their feet. So what we're going to see play out is all behind closed doors. And I know that Naomi and I were talking before we went on air here, and she had mentioned, well, this could be good because it could be precedent. We'll have precedent to judge, like, will these other crypto projects be securities or not? All this stuff is going to be sealed. That's why they're doing this all behind closed doors right now, because the government is asking to keep everything sealed, and basically Ripple is going to agree to all of it. So that way, Ripple wins, they get their settlement, they get the slap on the wrist, and the government wins too, because now they still get to just go after whatever company they want to go after. Such a scam.
We'll see. Ripple's been adamant about that not being the avenue they take, but I could see it, and I wouldn't be mad about it. Digital Asset Investor chimes in here. He goes, why was the SEC tweeting out Bill Hinman's personal opinions from their official Twitter handle and adding the speech guidance to their official website? So keep in mind, all of these speeches, you heard it in the first clip we played, all these SEC officials, they always put out the disclaimer. What I'm saying, my own personal statement, is my own personal opinion and does not reflect that of the agency, the organization, the commission, whatever the phrasing they use. That is what they always say. So I find it interesting, like he says, why would that be happening? And then you go here and right here. When Howie met Gary, delivered by CorpFin Director Bill Hinman at today's Yahoo. This is from their Twitter. Oh, you know what? I got it down here. We'll get to it in a second. Then from the day after his Ethereum Free Pass speech, if the speech was just his personal opinion, how is it a positive step for the SEC? And Hester Pierce, who, that's crypto mom, she has really pushed for a lot of things, but here she is chiming in that this is a positive step in the SEC's relationship with innovation. Interesting. If it's just his opinion, how is it a positive step for the commission? Here she is saying it directly here back in 2018. And you see, and then in Crypto Law, which is John Deaton's law firm, chimes in and says Robert Jackson and Bill Hinman himself later answered this question because it was market guidance on how the SEC would regulate all cryptocurrencies. It's in videos. We showed those to you the last couple of days, and the SEC enforcement said the opposite in the Ripple lawsuit. So is it fair notice or is it market confusion? There's no way the SEC wins this thing, guys. I mean, they are blowing so much smoke, it's ridiculous. Here is this. I'm not going to cover it. Bill Hinman, I'm just worn out on you, buddy. We're going to skip over that. But I do suggest you go through and read this if you have the time, because it does go through quite a bit of stuff, and it is interesting. I have read it. I just don't want to do it again, to be honest. Here's the Ethereum Free Pass from the SEC and Congress. The American company Ripple is attacked, and this is very disturbing, the digital asset investor says. And just listen to Vitalik. And don't get me wrong, Vitalik is viewed amongst the coding community as like a demigod, man. He has really done some amazing things with programmability as far as blockchain and stuff goes. So like, I got no hatred or anything like that towards him as far as all that goes, but this is just interesting. Listen to his sentiment here.
Yeah, apparently.
Придется научиться бильярд играть.
Нет, это американский, кстати.
Американский поло и бильярд — это две разные игры, да?
Да, это русский бильярд сложнее.
Понял.
Больше шары, меньше лузы.
И стол больше.
Слабенькие американцы.
Whatever. Maybe the guy was joking. Maybe he wasn't. It's interesting. And then here, Crypto Law chimes in and says the SEC claims that XRP has no utility except as an investment contract in Ripple. But on Crypto Law TV, we show a demonstration of how Spend the Bits, which is not related to Ripple in any way, uses XRP to move and settle Bitcoin in 5 seconds. He goes on to say the SEC wants the courts to believe that the 5 Bitcoin transacted is not a security, but the 0.00005 XRP used to transact it is. Does that make any sense? I don't think it does. Let's watch this clip.
So we have sent 5 Bitcoin. Our in-house cost was, 0.00005. So 50 drops.
Wow. So a fraction of a penny. You just were able to move 5 Bitcoin, which is well over 150,000 at today's price.
Yeah.
The SEC is claiming that the 5 Bitcoin that you just moved, that's not a security, but the 0.00005 XRP is a security. You know what I mean? And it looks like to me,
it doesn't make any sense to me. So
it doesn't make any sense. You can't even move Bitcoin directly on the Lightning Network that fast or that cheap. Come on, guys. We've already covered how everybody's been buying their link to their equity in Ripple and other companies such as Uphold and a few others using XRP to purchase it. As last time I checked, you can't purchase things with securities because they're investment contracts. So that doesn't make sense either. And another thing that doesn't make any sense is when have we been able to gain securities as rewards from spending money on our debit cards? I highly suggest anybody interested in XRP or crypto for that matter, go ahead and get this. I have gotten mine. I'm not gonna read all this, but what's great about it, it's linked to your Uphold account. You can spend crypto at the gas pump, the gas station, grocery stores, online, all over the place. And you can spend USD. So I've mainly been spending USD because I consider all of my all of my crypto to be investments, so I'm not going to spend them. That would involve selling them, and that's taking profit, and we're not going to even go down that whole rabbit hole with short-term and long-term capital gains. But I spend my USD on there, which I load via my other debit card directly onto this. It takes about 5 seconds. Then I go about my business and I spend it, and then a few days later I get my rewards in XRP. And I think with the price of XRP being what it is, that's a fantastic time to be getting involved in something like this. Keep in mind, I didn't say this at the beginning. Nothing, this isn't really like a investment episode per se, but just remember, nothing here is financial advice, investment advice, tax advice, or any advice whatsoever, other than the occasional bit of personal like growth investment, which I do cover sometimes. Which I'm not going to today. Do all your own research. Don't buy or sell anything based on anything you see or hear on this channel. That would be stupid. Make informed decisions. It's your money. It's your responsibility. I am not telling you what to buy and sell or when to buy and sell it. I am just providing you some of the information that I am looking at on a daily basis. Moving on. James Falon checking in here. This is from today. Ripple defendants file motion to compel the SEC to produce documents showing whether the SEC employees were permitted to trade XRP and other digital assets. This is interesting. This guy chimes in down here. It says, and if this motion is granted, the SEC will look very bad, as we already know their employees were able to trade XRP and or other digital assets. It's not the XRP that they bought. It's the Ethereum, knowing it would get a free pass. That's the bigger corruption. We'll see where all that goes. Here is the motion. This will be included in the video. This one I thought was interesting. This is from yesterday, I believe. Yeah, last night. The court has granted the motion for extension of time. The extension for filing pre-motion letters regarding summary judgment has been granted, but no due date has been set pending resolution of the motions to strike and dismiss. Very interesting. James Falon goes on to break it down. If there was no separate written order, the granting of motions for extension of time are often ruled on in this fashion. It's what's known as a docket order, only seen on the docket sheet. You can tell that because next to the docket order it says runner, which means that if you want to see it in the court's file, you can literally run to the courthouse and look at it. If there was a separate written order, it would say order or free, adjourned, signed D, means a specific date has not yet been set for the filing of that pre-motion. Letters or that pre-motion letters or statements of material facts, because those dates will depend on when the court rules on the pending motion to strike and motions to dismiss. These motions must be decided before the other documents can be filed, and we don't know when those motions will be decided. And then just to show you this, if you want to look at it, you can pause the video real quick and check it out. And then, we're almost done with this video. We're going to wrap it up. And here, Stephen Huber, shout out to you, man. I'm going to go ahead and give you a follow because I haven't yet, but this is awesome. Here's a small fraction of the unanswered question raised by the bizarre behavior of the Securities and Exchange Commission in the lawsuit against Ripple and us, XRP holders. Believe that because it's fact. Awesome. Right here we also have, this is, I don't know if this is still active or not, guys, but they're trying to get all the SEC, all the XRP holders. The motion to intervene has never really been granted. I don't think it's been struck down or anything yet either. This is a Google form issued by John Deaton. It is legit. This is not a scam or anything like that. This is, I believe they got 30,000 people on there or something like that. So it was a pretty crazy amount. And basically, if you were affected and held XRP on the day or the days right after where the SEC issued the law, or I guess you had to hold it before or on the same day the SEC launched the lawsuit, then you could go ahead and fill that out and be part of the class action suit against the SEC for the damages done to your investment. That's up to you if you want to do it. I didn't even have any XRP when that all took place, so it doesn't apply to me. But if you want to check it out, you can. I do believe they also said here you can call the office and ask for Nina, and by the office they are talking about Crypto Law US. You can go back to their website. I believe that's what they're talking about anyway, unless that's just their... Anyway, I'm just going to move on from that. And then to find the telephone conference has been scheduled to discuss pending privilege dispute. And by privilege dispute, they are talking about whether or not certain documents are relevant and need to be released, or are they privileged because they're a government body with high-ranking officials. I think that should all just be struck in anyway, and they should just get rid of this whole privilege thing. I don't think there is privilege. I could see confidentiality if it was damaging to like a bunch of third-party people and stuff like that, but you can still... that type of stuff can be redacted, and the points that are being looked at or need to be looked at can be. That telephonic conference is scheduled for Tuesday, August the 31st, 21 at noon. Call-in details to follow. As soon as we get the number and all that stuff, I will definitely, if I don't get on the channel, I'll definitely be posting it on Twitter and in my Facebook group. So if you're on either one of those platforms, you'll get that as soon as I do. And yeah, oh, and here's the form here. I thought I had it pulled up, that you can fill out if you want to be part of that class action lawsuit. And with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the video. I've got to get ready for some photo shoots today, and I've got to mow the grass. Heading into the weekend, we're green now. You know, the weekends tend to be crazy. You never know what's going to happen. It could be calm. It might not be, but, you know, hang on. And this thing's cooking, guys. I don't know if it's going to be sooner or later, but it is cooking. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good weekend.